She thought the worst part was over her husband's death, the pain, the loneliness. But as she stood before the judge, ready to close his estate, the courtroom doors opened, and the man she buried 3 years ago walked in. What happened next, no one in that room would ever forget. When Sarah entered the courtroom that morning, she felt the weight of every sleepless night she had spent over the last 3 years. Her hands trembled slightly as she clutched her purse. Inside was the final document to close her husband's estate. Michael had died in a car accident. At least, that's what everyone believed. His body was never found, but the wreckage was beyond recognition. The police concluded that no one could have survived. Sarah had accepted it broken, but believing. Today was supposed to be closure. The judge, a calm woman with silver hair and a voice like soft thunder, looked over her glasses. "Mrs. Collins, are you ready to finalize the estate?" Sarah nodded, swallowing the lump in her throat. "Yes, Your Honor." Just as she began to speak, the courtroom doors creaked open. Everyone turned. A man stepped in, tall, unshaven, wearing a faded jacket. For a moment, Sarah thought her mind was playing tricks on her, but when his eyes met hers, she dropped her purse. It was Michael. The air went silent. Even the judge froze. Sarah's knees gave out, and she barely whispered, "No, this can't be real." Michael walked slowly toward the front. "Sarah," he said softly, "it's me." The judge banged her gavel. "Sir, identify yourself immediately." He handed the bailiff his ID, and sure enough, it read Michael Collins. Sarah's lawyer stood, stunned. "Your Honor, this man was declared legally dead 3 years ago." Michael sighed, his voice rough. "I know, and I'm sorry." Sarah's heart pounded. "Where have you been?" He hesitated, eyes full of regret. "I was in Mexico. I lost my memory after the crash. I didn't know who I was until a few months ago. When I remembered, I came home, but everything had changed. You moved on. I didn't know what to do." The courtroom buzzed with whispers. Sarah stepped closer, tears streaming down her face. "You let me think you were dead." He said, "I didn't know how to face you. I saw the life you rebuilt. I thought maybe it was better if you believed I was gone." The judge finally spoke, steady but emotional. "Mr. Collins, do you understand the chaos your disappearance caused? Legal death, insurance claims, remarriage rights? This is not just emotional, it's law." Michael nodded. "I understand, Your Honor. I just wanted her to know the truth." Sarah looked away. "You don't get to walk in and undo 3 years of grief." Her voice cracked, not with anger, but deep exhaustion. "You don't get to take away the pain I used to remember you." The judge leaned forward. "Mrs. Collins, what do you wish to do?" Sarah wiped her eyes, her voice trembling but strong. "I want to forgive him, but I can't go back. The man I loved died that night, and whoever you are now, you're a stranger." The entire courtroom fell silent. Even the judge had to take a breath before speaking. "Then," she said softly, "let today mark the legal rebirth of Michael Collins, but also the emotional freedom of Sarah Collins." Sarah turned, walking toward the exit, each step echoing like closure. Michael didn't follow, he just whispered, "I'm sorry," one last time. As she stepped into the sunlight, Sarah realized something powerful. Sometimes the dead don't have to stay buried, but that doesn't mean you have to resurrect the past. That day, the court closed 2 cases, one legal and one of the heart.